Hello, here we are, January 3rd. We are going to be budgeting our first official paycheck of the month. My name's Jen. I'm a 36-year-old with two littles and my husband. We this month will be budgeting 7 different pays because it is a 5 pay month for us. My husband and I get paid alternate weeks for our day jobs. And then I also have a business that I pay myself either once or twice a month, depending on if I have money in PayPal or not, because I hate having money in PayPal. And so if I do, then I try and get it out. And typically those are 2 pay months. And then if I have to pay myself through my bank accounts to avoid the $3 to $5 charge being hit multiple times, I just pay myself once. So this month I had some money sitting in PayPal, so paying myself twice. Here we are. This is one of our regular paychecks. They come in every Friday. Like I said, alternating weeks, my week, my husband's, my week, my husband's, yada, yada, yada. And so we are going to go through and budget. Since 2 days ago, when I did our first video, we actually made some changes. So my husband and I sat down and we talked about our sinking funds. That's a big one here, and how we changed that up because, as I said before, our main focus right now is getting out of the float of our credit card. We never pay any interest. We never hold a balance, quote unquote. But if for some reason one of us lost our job or something happened, we don't actually currently have the money to pay off our visa. So our visa is kind of floating us right now. And but by like the payday date, we will have the cash to pay it off. And so we want to get out of that. And then we also want to get a month ahead. And that's really, really our focus right now, especially getting out of the visa float that's happening. And so we decided to change our sinking funds a little bit. We kept the house insurance and property tax the same because of just obviously we have those are two bills that are coming. I call them sinking funds, but they're bills that happen on a not month to month basis. Property tax is charged 4 times a year, and then the house insurance is an annual fee. So those are going to stay week to week. They're also bigger amounts, so we just want to make sure that we stay on top of them. And then the rest of these, we switched from weekly amounts to monthly amounts. And I will be funding those at the end of the month, unless some payment comes out. Like, for example, the car maintenance this month, we have our CAA payment that's going to be coming out of the car maintenance. And so when that charge hits, if I haven't funded it yet, then I'll obviously go ahead and fund that before the end of the month. But it won't be until everything else is funded that we take care of the sinking fund, so that we can ensure that like priorities are being met in order of priority. And so with that, I actually created these different views. So YNAB has these 4 views by default: underfunded, overfunded, money available, and snooze. And then if you're overspent, then you either get a yellow or red overspent, depending on if it's credit overspent, that would be yellow, and then cash overspent is red. So right now I have cash overspent, and I have these 5. We're going to take care of these 4 in a minute, but I do want to, before I do anything else, take care of this health and wellness. This is the spot where I do reimbursements from our insurance. So this $113.99 includes $3.99 for a prescription that my daughter needed filled, and then $110 for an occupational therapy appointment for my son. So I'm going to go ahead right away and just do that. Those are reimbursed to me. My insurance is really, really fast. It took 48 hours. So I put those claims in on December. No, not even, because today's the 3rd. I put the claims in yesterday and I have the money already. So it took less than 24 hours for that money to come through, which is great. Okay, so we're going to go back. Weekly priorities. These are the things that the spending happens weekly. So our savings, we have tax-free savings accounts. We're here in Ontario, Canada. So the closest, according to Google, thing that our American neighbors would have would be a Roth IRA. This is post-tax. Both of them are post-tax accounts that you can save into that are tax sheltered. So our tax-free savings account, we put $300 a week into between my husband and I. And then for our retirement savings, it's $185 between the two of us. His is actually going into an official RRSP account. Mine is a pension buyback from when I was on maternity leave. I have a really great pension. So right now we're just focusing on buying back that pension. And then once that's done, we might decide to fund my RRSP, or we might decide to attribute that money elsewhere. We will decide that in 2026 when that buyback is done. So let's go ahead and fund that. $300, $150 of it comes out on Fridays, and then the other $150 comes out on Mondays. The $185 has already come out of the account. And then mortgage is every Friday. Maz does every Wednesday. So we'll just make sure that that's there for next Wednesday. The utilities. This one's kind of interesting. I mean, I think it's interesting. You probably like, whatever, boring snooze. So we have 4 different utility bills. We have water, hydro, natural gas. And then when we moved into this house, we got saddled with water heater and water softener rentals. And I can't get out of the water softener rental until 2027. I'm not happy about it. I've already fought my way as high as I possibly can with the company. It's just not worth it anymore. So, and it also isn't an extreme expense. So for the time being, we're just rolling with it and pretending we're happy with it. Because as far as I can tell, there's really nothing I can do about it. Okay, so the weekly, 2 of our bills, water and hydro, our county doesn't allow us to equalize the billing. And so I just equalize the billing myself. Every week I put $35. It automatically transfers from my bank to them. So that's what the $70 weekly is. And then our natural gas is an equalized payment, $105 for 11 months of the year. And then that 12th month is either a credit or we pay whatever the difference is. I think in the last 10 years, like at our old house, I only had to pay the difference once. They've always been really, really great about this and overcharging us. So it's August that the equalized payment happens, and then often September won't even be a full bill. So and I don't mind that at all. I'm okay with that because that way I don't have to worry about it. And it's kind of like a surprise free money in August and then September, because I do kind of always forget about it. So, and then this is the rental. So that's the same price every month. So that $70 we deal with here in our weekly priorities to make sure that that's taken care of. But then it also comes up again in the 15th to 21st as one of the bills that I need to take care of. And then again in the 22nd to 31st, because the second bill is on the 26th. So I jumped a little bit ahead. I did create these like different categories for the bills depending on when the due date of the bill is. So between the 1st and the 7th, all we have is outdoor school. Normally it's taken out on the 2nd. It's a small business. I'm assuming it hasn't been taken out yet because their admin person isn't in the office and has taken the 2 weeks off. And so it just hasn't been processed, and it'll get processed on Monday. We'll see. I'm not really concerned about it. These are our bills that happen from the 8th to the 14th. And then 15th to 21st, and then 22nd to the end of the month. I would like to get this into 1st to 15th, and then 15th to end of the month as quickly as possible. But for now, we're just keeping them in the month or the weekly groupings so that I can ensure that they're funded appropriately and before the due dates, obviously. So our weekly sinking funds, I did talk about this already. Our house insurance, $100 a week, and then our property tax, $125. Property tax was just paid, and so now we're building up for the next one. And then house insurance will come out in April. We have $1,500 in a savings account set aside already, and so now we're just building up the remainder of what will be due. We only went on to this annualized payment like 2 months ago, so and I kind of was like ostrich, head in the sand, I'll figure it out when I need to. And now I'm like, oh no, you need to figure it out. So it's a little bit higher than I would like the weekly payments to be. But in April, once that first annual payment is made, it'll become $50 a week, and it'll be much more manageable. So then our bills. 1st to 7th already funded. 8th to 14th will fund these. We have $841 left. Actually, that just made me think of something. Because of the changes that we did to the sinking funds, I actually wanted to, I did it. I wanted to pull. So last On Wednesday when I filmed the video, I put $25 here, $10 in the subscriptions, and then some money in the yard maintenance. And I wanted to pull that out because of the change in priorities that we had to make sure our bills are funded first. And so I'm glad I had already done that. Okay, my husband's cell phone will come out on the 13th, I think. Yeah, on the 13th. So we want to fund his, and then mine isn't until the 26th or 27th. So we'll just leave that for now. And then subscriptions. $6.77 is for Netflix every month. And then the remainder of that $50 per month is for Amazon Prime. We have a workout streaming service that we are subscribed to and pay annually. We share that with my husband's sister. And then we have one more, and it's escaping my mind what the other one is, but it's an annual payment as well. And so that $50 per month will go towards making sure that those annual payments are there when we need them. But I will deal with that as a sinking fund as well. We still have $685 left. So let's just go here and see what we can do. This feels like more money than it should be. Why does it feel like more money than, oh, because I didn't fund these ones. I want to make sure that I have another $75 for gas, another $350 for groceries, and then another $125 for life. I need to fill up our SUV today or tomorrow next time I go driving. So I know that that'll be about $50-$60 taken out there, and then want to make sure that there's money for another tank of gas if we need it. Groceries, we only spent $110 in the last 3 days, so we are going to need to stock up again. We've been really, really fortunate with like family and like events and stuff like that, and being able to kind of like mooch off of other people, if you will. But we're probably going to need to do a big refill because our freezer and our pantry are both running low right now. And then life, we don't have any things that I can see coming up here, but I just want to keep it funded for right now. So that makes more sense. $35. Okay, let's go back here. I have $35 that I am going to drop into the life insurance. And yeah, perfect. Oh, charity. That's only supposed to be $10. $93.93. Okay, and then $31.16 towards the car insurance. And then the utilities, because this is on the 18th and that utility bill is on the 19th, we'll fund this with our next paycheck that comes in on the 10th. And then they'll both be good to go then. So let's go back here and just look and see. So that's taken care of for this week. That's taken care of. Mortgage is taken care of. Mazda and utilities are both taken care of for this week. That all of these bills that we need are taken care of until this one that comes out on the 18th. This one that comes out on the 19th, and this one is the 22nd, and then we have another one here on the 26th. So all of our like first half of the month bills are taken care of. We have gas, grocery, life, and eating out money in case we need it, and then our 2 weekly sinking funds plus that one subscription. Amazing. Okay, well, so that was the second paycheck, I guess you could say, of this month. Next Friday there will be another paycheck, and then the second half of my business income will come in on the 15th, and we'll get a paycheck on the 17th. So I might combine those into one video. We'll see. I hope that this was helpful, and I will be back next week for you.